The Radio Memories Network is brought to you in part by Liberated Syndication. Podcast publishing made easy. Libsyn.com. That's Libsyn.com.
Welcome to the Old Time Radio Network Western Stories, riding into the Wild West of gunfighters, tales of cattle drives, and sheriffs. Those tales of rough and rowdy adventures of those heroes of the Wild West. We now go back to the early days of Westerns on the radio and our imaginations with our feature presentation.
Fiery horse with the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty hi-yo silver, the Lone Ranger. The Western Territory of the United States produced many courageous characters, but none so picturesque and colorful as the masked rider of justice. With his great horse Silver, he fought the forces that threatened the peace of the West. And the people of 7 states, even now, repeat the stirring tales of his career. Adventure waits on the trail ahead. The Lone Ranger rides again. Come on, Silver, old fellow. Town is waiting for us in Santos County. We must hurry. Hi-yo, Silver! Away! As he rode past us, we heard the Lone Ranger say that he was riding to Santos. Zeke Parsons was the most important man in the county. He owned the largest ranch. He had a general store in town where he made his headquarters. He had been elected both sheriff and postmaster. Most of the powers of the local government were in his hands, and there were few to question his authority. In our first scene, we find Zeke waiting on a customer in his store.
And will there be anything else, Miss Bowman?
Reckon that'll be about all for today, Zeke. Less'n you can sell some decent trails for getting from here to Las Vegas.
Might even have them. Only what's anyone want to go to Las Vegas for?
My sister's there. And I want to tell you, Zeke Parsons, it's worth your life to try and get a buckboard through them mud holes.
Oh, just a second, Miss Bowman. Before you leave, I'll see if there's any mail for you. Now, wait a second. I gotta get to the postmaster's desk. Keeps me on the jump attending so many jobs. Storekeep, postmaster, sheriff. Hey there! Deputy!
Yes, Zeke?
When you speak to me, call me sheriff.
Yes, sir, Sheriff.
Stick around now. I'll want to speak to you as soon as I finish being postmaster and see if there's any mail for Miss Bowman.
Maybe a letter from my sister.
Now, you stay right there, Ben. I want a meeting with you as soon as I'm done being postmaster. Now, let me see. B. Bowman. Here's where there'd be mail for you if there was any, but there ain't.
Shucks. You're just a darn old busybody, Zeke. You knowed blame well there wasn't no mail. You just like to show off all the jobs you hold.
Ain't no such a thing, Bess Bowman.
Even if there was mail on the morning stage, you wouldn't pass it out till you got through reading what it said. If you find a way to get that train to Las Vegas fixed, you let me know.
Huh. Unappreciating old hen.
Oh, she's right about the trail, though, Zeke.
Deputy, there you go again, calling my first name.
You ain't being sheriff when you're behind the postmaster's desk.
All right, then. All right. Now I ain't behind it. Now I'm at the sheriff's desk, and you sit there. We're having an important meeting. Hold on, Ben. Sorry, Cal. The store's closed.
But I won't.
Store's closed, I say. As storekeep, I ain't in. I'm sheriff now.
Well, drat you hide, you old windbag. When you get done being sheriff, ask the postmaster when the storekeeper will be back so's I can buy me some tobacco.
No, Sheriff.
Yeah, now to get to business. I got a paper that I've got to sign. I've been studying up the laws around here, Ben, and found something that'll be a darn slick thing. I'll have some work for you to do.
Serving papers I get paid to serve?
Just so. I got to sign this paper. It's been waiting for my signing for the past 2 days.
What's the paper mean?
Well, Ben, you heard what Miss Bowman said about the trails and roads around here, didn't you?
Yes, she's right.
There ain't a worse string of mud holes in the country than what's called road in Santuas County. They got to be fixed.
That costs money. The county's blame near broke.
I know.
As sheriff, you find too blame many things for the county to spend money for, and as storekeeper, you sell the sheriff all the things he needs.
Ain't none of your affair. Now about this paper.
Yeah? What about it?
This here paper, Ben, will fix up all the roads in the county and fix them without the county spending any money.
Land's sake, Zeke.
Sheriff?
Oh, Sheriff, drat it. How'll paper fix up roads? It takes dirt and men to shovel it.
That's what this here paper will bring. You're going to serve this paper on all the able-bodied citizens in this county.
Yeah?
It's a thing called a writ, and it calls for all patriotic, able-bodied citizens in the county to work on them roads for no wages.
You mean you...
I mean I can make these here loafers around town work for the government and work for nothing.
Is it legal?
Sure it is. All signed and sealed and witnessed.
Yeah? Who done all that?
I did it. As postmaster and storekeep, I witnessed the paper that I drew up as sheriff. And if that ain't legal, I don't know what is.
And I get money for serving it?
That's right.
Maybe I'd best take along a gun, huh, Sheriff?
As sheriff, I'm taking my gun along to support you. I got a list of names from the postmaster, and we'll start out right now.
Who'll be the first?
Reckon the nearest one. Come on.
All right.
We'll drop in on Lige across the street there.
When do I get that money?
When the work's all done. There's Lige now. Lige Cummins!
Yeah? What are you after?
I want to talk to you a couple of minutes.
Yeah? What is? Postmaster or...
Sheriff! Can't you see my badge? My deputy has a paper to serve on you. Go on, Ben.
What's it mean? You know I can't read without my specs.
Shut up and listen. You can't read anyhow. Read it to him, deputy.
Yeah? It starts out in the name
never
of...
mind all that. That's just legal introduction. I'll tell you what it says. Lige Cummins, you're ordered to work on the county roads. You're to report to work at 5 o'clock sharp tomorrow morning.
You can't do that, Sheriff. I got my fields to watch.
I said my say. This here's a legal document, and I aim to stand by it. Read Section 218, Part 5 of the Statutes of Santuas County.
What are you paying for the job?
This here's government work. It don't pay nothing.
No pay, and I don't work, Sheriff Parsons.
Now, listen here to me. You're a decent, law-abiding citizen with a wife and family, ain't you?
Yeah, but
You
I...
respect the demands of the law, don't you?
Yeah, sure thing.
All right, then. This paper's legal, and my deputy will back me in carrying it out. You show up for work or go to jail. If you resist arrest when we come to jail you, then you get legal lead where it won't do you no good. Come on, Ben. We got more calls to make.
Zeke soon had every able-bodied man in town working on the county roads. They protested, but the law clearly stated their labor could be demanded as a substitute for taxes. But Zeke was made overconfident by the success of his scheme and went still further. He used the men to improve his private property, and we see them now as they grade Zeke's private road.
I've been slaving for Zeke over a month now.
Can I tell how long we worked
fiery horse with the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty hi-yo
Hard-working man, but I
silver.
never
The
done
Lone
such
Ranger.
What is this?
You gotta do something about it.
What can we do? The jail's filled up right now with men that didn't feel like working.
I know. But if a man ain't the cash to pay for his grub while he's jailed, he don't eat.
This is the legend of a man and a horse, and
Fine
how
as
they
any
met.
road in the
The
state.
story
It's
of the Lone
private, but it's
Ranger
bosses.
and his great horse,
Next thing we know,
Silver.
we'll be painting his house.
That's a good idea.
Huh? Sakes alive, Sheriff.
Maybe you will paint my house for me.
The Lone
That
Ranger
shack will
and
stand.
Now, look here,
The
Sheriff.
worst
There's a
outlaw
limit
in
to
the
what you
West.
can do.
Oh,
His name was
Yes,
Willie
there
Cavendish.
is. Maybe the
They
law
followed
states
his
you can
trail
make us
for
work
many
on
weeks,
county work for no
until
pay,
finally
but I'm
they
darned if
noticed
it
that
states
the
you can make us
hoofprints of
work
the
for you
outlaw's horse were
personal.
fresh.
That's just how I feel.
Cavendish
Listen to
now.
me, you
Yes,
two
Tonto.
smart mavericks.
It can't be far
You
ahead.
were working at what you're told, savvy?
And what if we don't?
My
It'd be better
deputy
we
here
shoot
will
Shucks,
see
men can't do
No.
nothing.
All
I'm
right,
taking my
right.
eye.
You really want to know
shot.
what'll happen to
Steady
you?
there,
It's
steady
hard
there.
to handle.
You can't jail me. The jail's filled up right
Oh,
now.
he missed me, but he shot my horse. Get after him.
All I'll have to do is write that brother of yours
Tonto's
and tell
horse
him
was
that you
tired
can
and no
support
match
him
in
if he
speed
comes
for the
here.
animal
Don't you know
Cavendish
my
rode.
brothers want
The
to come
outlaw
here?
escaped. When
Don't
Tonto
I see all
returned
the
from the
mail?
cattle
Read
chase,
through the envelope, sir.
he found the Lone
And
Ranger
I
standing
seen where
beside
he
his
licked
dead
you
horse.
And
A
seen
good
where
horse,
you
Tonto.
licked him and
Loyal,
told him you were
faithful,
starving
brave.
here like he wasn't
But my
St.
next
Louis.
I
horse
will
must
be
be
if you don't let
faster.
me get back to my own
I
place
wish
and
that-
do some work.
You just keep
Tonto,
right on working
You've
here.
heard stories of
As
a
for
wild
you,
horse, a fiery white
you'd
stallion.
like me to send word to
Him
Pecos
seen me
if you're
valley
here.
over there,
I
where
seen where
Cavendish
your
goes.
pard there.
We'll be on the lookout for the wild horse.
They're
while we
reading
follow
my mail,
Cavendish.
too. Why, you ornery. Now, just you two keep working like you're working. The harder you work, the sooner you get to finish and back to your own places. Then the
Tonto's
others get
horse
ready to
carried the
rise
Lone
up and
Ranger's
defy
saddle,
the
his
law.
saddlebags,
I
and
got ways
bridle,
of handling them
while the
just
masked
like we
man and
handle
the
these
Indian
hombres.
continued on
Yes,
foot
sir.
along the
One
outlaw's
thing more
trail.
we gotta do.
When they reached
I
the top of
found
a
out
hill,
about
Look,
some
Tonto.
new men that come to
they
town.
halted suddenly
Darn
and
it,
stared at an
Sammy's got us where he
awe-inspiring
wants
sight
us.
far down in the
I
valley.
know what I'll do, doggone it. I'll find
They
out
saw
if
a
this is
great
the law.
white stallion in a
I'll
death
write
fight
the
with a
United
giant
States
buffalo.
Marshal.
The horse was plunging, rearing, charging, and dodging wildly, and the sun flashed from his coat as from a coat of polished silver. They
Lone Ranger
realized
and Tonto
that
were
this
camped
was the
not far from
legendary
the town.
white stallion.
Both the
one
masked
ranchers
man and his
hunters
Indian
had
friend
talked
had
so much
learned of the
about.
conditions in
Tonto,
Santos
must
County.
have that horse.
So you
I'll try
managed to
shoot
get
the
work with the
buffalo.
others, Tonto?
Too far for this
that
shot.
easy.
I'll get
How does
closer
the men
before
feel?
it's too late.
Colors.
As he ran downhill, the Lone Ranger
Maybe
watched
make
the battle.
trouble
The
soon.
sleek white
That's what I
stallion
was
was
afraid
nimble
of.
and courageous,
Come,
but his
Color.
strength began
Right
to wane.
government.
The buffalo
When did they
charged
write?
again and
Put
again.
letter in mail,
The splendid
son
muscles
of-
of the white
The
horse
government
were
doesn't put
slower
a
in
stop to Sheriff
responding.
Parsons'
Then
work.
too
The men are
slow.
likely to
He was
rebel
caught
and
by the
kill him.
buffalo's
That's
charge.
right.
Wet
They'll see no
crimson
other way to
stained
free
his pure
themselves
white
from
coat.
slavery.
Another charge.
Sheriff
The
got
white horse saw
plenty
it coming and he
money.
couldn't
These other
dodge.
poor men
He
are
staggered and
hard-pressed
fell.
to earn a living.
The monster
They
drew
must
back
neglect
and
their
lowered
own
his
land
head
to
for
work
the
on the
death charge.
sheriff's.
And then two
That
shots rang
Kimasabe
out.
Zeke Parsons does make a good
The buffalo
sheriff.
shuddered from the
Him
impact of the
good.
masked
Till
man's
him
bullets.
go
For
local.
an instant he
Power.
stood
That's what has
motionless.
spoiled him.
Then
Him
fell.
want everyone like slave.
Power spoils so many good men, but perhaps the sheriff can still be saved.
What you do?
Those men, Tonto, are going to be paid for all the work they've done for Sheriff Parsons. You said there were several letters mailed to the government.
That's right.
Those letters should be sent east on the stage at sundown.
Uh-huh.
Very well, Kimasabe. It's almost
Truly
sundown.
battered
What
and
do?
bruised, the
Here,
white
Silver.
stallion
Get
lay
your horse.
quietly
Here, white
as
feller.
the Lone
Help me
Ranger
with the
bathed
saddle.
his wounds.
We're going to take a hand in
During
county
the next
affairs.
several days, the masked man and the Indian cared for the injured horse. Then the wounds were closed, and the horse's strength had returned. There was once more fire in
The
his
Lone
eye,
Ranger and Tonto
a
rode to
spring
a
in his
place
step,
where the
and his
stagecoach
head was
must
lifted
pass.
proudly.
Meanwhile, in town, Zeke Parsons
Tonto,
and his deputy
he's
Ben
himself again.
stood beside the stage while it was being loaded with its cargo of mail.
You got everything now?
I wonder if
Good
he'll
to
take
you.
the saddle.
Thank you, Zeke.
Let's try.
We won't have no trouble.
There now, Ben.
Steady,
I'm
boy.
done being postmaster. I can be sheriff again.
Being sheriff pays that
No,
well
Tonto,
these
wait.
days, Zeke.
Let him go.
By the time I'm
Have
done,
that horse
I'll have
more than
my
anything in the
range
world.
fixed up better than
But
any
he
place in the
deserves
state.
his freedom.
You have
He
trouble
fought
with
for
Zeke.
it.
Boys are getting awful hard for me to handle.
Yeah? Well, I can handle them.
You can't handle them if they put six-gun leads to you.
They wouldn't dare do that.
You don't know what they'll do. Of course, by going through the mail, you got something to hold over almost every man's head.
I'd call that downright good sense.
There's a lot of talk about them writing to the government about the way you're doing things around here.
Let them write.
But maybe
He knew what I said.
you ain't right about the way you figured out the law.
And between the two of us, I ain't no right to work them on my own place. But what the government don't know won't hurt them. And none of the
mighty
crews around
stallion
here
felt
can
the
read the
halter, he
law.
trembled as if from
About
a
to
chill.
go.
Every instinct told him that he must flee at once to preserve his freedom. And yet he stood his ground. It wasn't gratitude that kept him there. It It was something stronger, some mysterious bond of friendship and understanding. He heard the man's voice, and he liked it.
What do you mean, eh?
Silver.
You don't think I'd let
We're going
them
to be
critters write to the
partners.
government, do you? I mean, every doggone letter they put in the mail is still right here in town.
You didn't send him out?
There never was a
Being
horse like this.
postmaster as well as
Now,
sheriff
Silver,
has a sight of
we're going to work
advantages.
together.
Then
The horse was wild
I'm
and
boss of this
unused to the
county,
ways of men,
and
and the
I'm
weight of a
gonna
saddle
stay
and a
so.
rider. But the
I'm
masked
gonna
man
have
was a
every
kind
man in
teacher.
the county
He was
taking
gentle
orders
yet
from me.
firm, and Silver
I'm
was
boss,
intelligent.
you see.
The
Now,
stallion
man,
seemed to sense
I'm
the
gonna
desires
be
of the
just
Lone
like a
Ranger
king
and did his
before
best
I'm
to
done.
cooperate. He learned quickly, and after several days of training, he was ready.
Follow me, Tonto. I'm going after Cavendish. Come on, Silver!
The curtain falls on the first act of our thrilling Lone Ranger drama. Before the next exciting
No
scene,
hoofs had
please
ever
permit
beat
us to
the
pause
plains
for
like
just a
those
few
thundering
moments.
hoofs of the great horse Silver. During the past few days, Cavendish had gotten far away, but the masked man and Tonto trailed him relentlessly with only a minimum of rest. It took days to cut down the outlaw's lead, but at long last, Cavendish came into view.
There he is. Come on, Silver!
The mighty stallion responded with a new burst of speed. Cavendish fired wild shots over his shoulder until his gun was empty. His horse, so powerful and fast, was no match for the charging Silver. Fear and panic filled the outlaw's face. He heard the hoofbeats ever nearer, and then the masked man shouted,
I want you, Cavendish!
The masked man's avowed mission was accomplished. The last of the Cavendish gang was captured to be tried by law and punished for his crimes. But there were many others whose criminal plans were to be challenged by the Lone Ranger, his faithful Indian companion Tonto, and his great horse Silver.
Now to continue our story. Zeke Parsons discovered a county law that gave him authority to force the citizens to work upon the roads without pay. However, he employed them not only upon county projects, but upon his private property as well. When the men protested, he used information he'd gathered in his capacity of postmaster to force their silence. When complaints were addressed to the U.S. Marshal, he kept the letters from the mails. But the Lone Ranger had thought of a plan to correct these conditions. We see him as he rides with Tonto toward the trail followed by the eastbound stage.
Here, stage trail. Nip past sundown.
The stage leaves Santos at sundown.
That's right.
It should be along here soon. We'll wait right here. Go, boy. Go.
Oh, right.
Tonto, we're going to be highwaymen.
Oh,
Punishment if our plan goes wrong is death.
that's right.
And unlike real highwaymen, we can't shoot to defend ourselves. I don't like this way of doing things.
You not do wrong.
I hope the stagecoach driver and guard believe that. There it comes. Wait. I'm going to unload my guns.
Oh, what do that for?
You'll see.
Maybe them shoot you.
Steady, boy. That's a chance we'll take. Get ready, Tonto.
Be ready.
Hold up there! Sticker! Break! Stop both horses!
You won't travel far after this stick-up, mister.
We'll see about that.
What's more, you're wasting your time. We ain't nothing on board.
You're all that I want. Where's the bag of mail from Santos?
Find it for yourself. I won't never forget them two white horses. If you aim to live, you better drill us, stranger.
Yeah, because if you don't, you'll swing.
Find the mail from Santos.
Me find them.
You'll be sorry for this.
Look here, mister. Leave the mail alone, and we won't say a word about this stick-up.
Say all you want about it.
Yeah?
Here, mail.
Throw it down to the ground. Hold those horses steady, driver.
Oh. Me open sack.
Keep these men guarded while I take a look in that sack.
Me watch 'em.
Driver, you can go on your way now if you want to. But if you'll wait just a minute, you can take this sack along with you. I'm not after any of the mail. I want to see if certain letters are here.
Who the Sam Hill are you?
You don't seem like ornery outlaws. What are you after?
Keep them covered, Tonto.
Me watch 'em.
Tonto.
Well, we know the name of the engine anyhow.
They won't get far without being caught.
And a few pieces of mail from Parsons' post office. Here, I'll toss the sack back where it came from. That's all we want.
You mean we're free to go?
Yes. There's several $1,000s in cash aboard that stage, isn't there,
Well,
driver?
how'd you know?
But I'm not taking it. Instead, I'm giving you something. As soon as I'm aboard my horse.
Say, who are you?
This is the gun I stopped you with. Look here.
His gun ain't loaded.
Wait before you draw. Here are the bullets from my gun. Take them and examine them. Come, Tonto. Hi-yo, Silver! Away!
Shoot a man in the back. I never in all my days of stagecoaching seen a man like that.
Hey, these bullets he tossed up here. Take a look at them.
Huh?
Silver. Solid silver.
Silver bullets?
He called his horse Silver.
And Tonto, the Injun. Leaping catfish. That ain't no highwayman. Get them horses going. We got to get to the next town. Wait till the boys hear that we were stopped by the Lone Ranger.
Here! Get up there!
The masked man and Tonto left the bewildered crew of the stage and raced toward town. The Lone Ranger's investigation of the mail sacks had given him all the information he needed.
Zeke Parsons would be in the general store right now, Tonto.
Him there in the evening.
Yes, and I want to talk to him alone.
What Tonto do?
Call on Lige and Sam and every other man you can locate. Tell them not to start trouble yet. Tell them they'll be paid for all they've done for Sheriff Parsons.
Them not believe that.
Bring them to the sheriff's office in the general store.
All fellers?
Yes. Give me 10 minutes with the sheriff, and I'll bring him to our way of thinking. Tell every man in town to come to the store tonight. Come on, Silver!
The men forced to slave for the sheriff decided to defy him. The situation they had decided called for a desperate remedy. We see Lige and a group of his companions as they meet in the home of one of their number.
I ain't a man to go for violence, boys. But look at my place. There ain't a lick of work been done there for the past month.
Mine's the same.
We all know how the sheriff's keeping us working for him.
One kind of threat after another.
But I read the government.
So die, Jack. But I don't figure it'll do no good.
Why, Warren?
Because Sheriff Parsons is postmaster. He'll know what them letters mean. He won't let them be sent out.
Things has come to a fine pass when even the mails ain't safe.
Hey, Lige!
Don't bust him so. Just sit down quiet and join the meeting, Cal.
Ain't you heard? There's an Injun. The man done a couple of days' work on the sheriff's place. He's calling for everyone to go to the store.
Sit down and be quiet. We're going there all right enough, and plenty soon. We're just fixing to hold a quick trial there with Zeke Parsons, a prisoner.
Trial?
Yeah, and we're going to find him guilty of something and hang the coyote.
Ain't no other way. If we defy him open, he'll send some of us to counties where the law wants us. He'll send for folks we don't want to locate us. He'll make no end of trouble. We gotta capture him, try him, convict him, and hang him.
Yeah, sure.
There's the redskin.
You come, store. Sheriff, there.
We're going. We gotta discuss things first.
You come now. Sheriff pay you. Pay for all work.
What?
Pay us?
With what?
Him pay cash. You come. See.
The redskin must be loco. Nothing but a miracle would make that tight-fisted old galoot pay cash.
You come.
We may as well go.
We gotta go there anyhow.
There's any chance the Injun's talking true?
We'll go find out. Come on.
Tonto rode from one small ranch to another, leaving the same message with every man he found. In the meantime, Zeke Parsons and his deputy, unaware of the storm that was being prepared, sat in the store.
I'll take care of you all right, Ben. When my ranch is all fixed like I want it, I'll have the men do some work for you.
I'd appreciate that no end, Zeke.
Sure, I'll help you out.
But the only thing
Well?
Only thing is, ain't we going pretty far?
What do you mean?
Well, this ain't a slave state. And if it was, we couldn't take men like we done and put them to
I'll handle this county. I told you I was powerful. They won't dare defy me.
Zeke, ain't you letting your success go to your head a little bit?
No,
Yes, you are.
What?
I'm masked man.
Sit right where you are.
Put down them guns. Put them down, I say. Who are you that you dare come here with a mask and throw a brace of 6 guns on me?
I'm here to investigate the mail.
What?
And to tell you a few things about the law you didn't know, Zeke Parsons.
I'm the law.
Yes, and you're also the postmaster. You're also a wealthy rancher and a storekeeper.
I tell you...
You have too many things, Zeke. That's why I'm here. Perhaps I'll not send for the United States Marshal, but if you don't do just what I say, I surely will.
Oh, sakes alive.
Now, stay right where you are while I look in this box. You use this for waste paper, don't you?
You-
Keep still. If I don't find the letters here, I'll have to look further. Here's one of them. Is this the way the postmaster handles the mail?
He's found them letters.
I told you to burn them, and you said 'twa'n't necessary.
I didn't get around to it.
First, I'm going to speak to you, Sheriff Parsons.
I wish you'd put them guns down.
Sheriff, the postmaster at Santos, which is in your county, has robbed the United States mail.
No, she...
Letters written and paid for by citizens have not been handled by the postmaster.
But Dad ratted...
Furthermore, the postmaster is guilty of reading the mail and passing confidential information concerning citizens to the sheriff.
But gosh darn it, Zeke is the postmaster.
I know that.
Now you look
You
here.
listen.
But
The marshal will come in this town and order the arrest of the postmaster.
But I
As
tell you...
sheriff, you can't defend the action of the postmaster. He's been untrue to his trust. He's divulged information.
I never told no one a blame
Isn't it
thing.
true that you kept men working because of information you learned from the letters?
Oh, well, I didn't tell no
The
one what...
postmaster got the information that the sheriff acted on. When the marshal comes, you'll be ordered to put the postmaster under arrest.
But I can't. I'm him.
Zeke's him.
If the sheriff won't make the arrest, he'll lose his post and be replaced. Perhaps by his top deputy.
Me?
Then you'd have to jail the postmaster.
Now look here, mister. Seems you like you know a heap of law.
There are laws in the country to protect the citizens. Sheriff, you are right in having the trails repaired. It isn't too much to ask men who can't pay taxes to give some of their time. That far, you've proved yourself a worthwhile sheriff. But success went to your head.
Now, you see, Zeke.
You've been greedy, selfish, eager for more power. You've gone too far. So far that you're heading for jail and you can't escape. Imagine what a jury made up of men in town would do to you.
Oh, sakes alive, Zeke. They'll likely hang you.
Robbing the mail alone is enough.
Now wait. What can be proved?
Those men would never have worked for you if you hadn't used information from the postmaster's job to force them to stay. Every man on road work will be a witness against you. Every man on the jury will be a witness.
He's right as rain, Zeke. I said all along that
There's
you...
one escape for you. I'm giving you a chance to make good. When I leave here, I'm going after the U.S. Marshal.
Do you want money? Is that what you want?
I don't want your money, but there are some debts you'll have to pay. As Zeke Parsons, owner of the ranch, you'll have to pay those men who have been working for you. In that way, they can't testify against you in your trial.
Someone coming.
Those are your workers coming for their pay.
But it'll most bust me. All that cash.
You wanted all that work done in your ranch. If you couldn't afford it, you shouldn't have had it done. The work is finished, though, and you'll pay for it. Think it over and decide before those men come here.
Oh, white fella. Oh.
Are they coming for the pay?
Them come for money. Maybe come for lynching.
I've seen Zeke. He's considering right now.
Huh?
We'll step over the side here. Come on, Tonto.
Hey there, Zeke. Open up. We aim to speak with you.
We come for our money.
We want our pay.
Pay up, you coyote.
I wonder what his decision will be.
Boys. Quiet down now. Quiet down. Zeke wants to speak with you.
Yes? Listen here. I had more darn business than I could handle. Now, first off, I'm resigning as the postmaster. Because as sheriff, I figure the postmaster ain't as capable as he should be. We're electing a new postmaster. Then I'm quitting the job as sheriff because I got too much work to do to handle my store and show a profit. You can elect Ben the new sheriff.
He ain't able to pay us at all.
He's scheming some more.
I said nothing but a miracle will make him pay.
Let's get him.
Hold on, John. I ain't done talking yet. The reason I won't have time for my official jobs is because I got to work on my ranch. I done more improving than I should have. And by the time I paid you for your work, I'll be near broke.
You're going to pay us in cash?
Sure I am, boys. You don't think I'd try to make slaves of you, do you?
Well, I'll be hard. Hooray! He's going to give us cash.
That's what them feller want.
Hi-yo, Silver! Come on there, Silver, old fellow. There's trouble with the Indians at Red Rock. Hi-yo, Silver! Away!
The story you have just heard is a copyrighted feature of the Lone Ranger, Incorporated.